नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते राधानाथ स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्चात्य देशतारिणे। ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सखगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान सखगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीन बंधु जगतपदे गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसूते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ईश्वरा परम कृष्ण सच्चिदानंद विग्रह अनादिरादिर गोविंदा सर्व कारण कारणम। हरे कृष्ण। By the causeless mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Sri Krishna, we are nicely studying Bhagavad Gita. So I welcome all the devotees who have joined today for the first time. And here we are studying Bhagavad Gita. Our goal is actually to understand the entire Bhagavad Gita as it is. This Bhagavad Gita was spoken by Krishna to Arjuna because Arjuna asked Krishna to tell him what is good for him. So that's why Krishna was able to give this knowledge to Arjuna, because Arjuna asked Krishna, Yastreyasya nishchitam bruhi tanme. You please tell me for certain what is good for me. So in this knowledge, Krishna is giving us the instructions to free ourselves from these modes of material nature. In fact, about the three modes of material nature, we are understanding only from Bhagavad Gita actually. In Bhagavad Gita only, Krishna is teaching us very clearly that we are always controlled by one of these three modes of material nature, a combination of these three modes of material nature. We are always controlled. So that Krishna is teaching only in this Bhagavad Gita. So we understand from this Bhagavad Gita that we are actually forced to act. So that means we are forced to struggle, we are forced to suffer in this material way. So that knowledge we are getting from this Bhagavad Gita very well. Now we have to make use of this knowledge to free ourselves from this material bondage. That's what we need to do. So this Bhagavad Gita knowledge gives us the complete instructions to actually free the soul from this material bondage. So that's what is known as karma bandha and janma bandha. Many times I have reiterated almost every time. So that is known as the bondage to work and bondage to birth. That's what we are having to this in this material world. So this Bhagavad Gita knowledge, Krishna is teaching us how to work with intelligence, how to act with intelligence so that we can actually free ourselves from this bondage. So we need to have intelligence. If we don't have intelligence, then we will behave like fools if we don't have intelligence. So, but what intelligence means? Is it like the IQ level what we refer today, like somebody who is able to solve very complicated problems so quickly, or something with high IQ level or high intelligence? No. The real intelligence means able to work, able to act without getting affected by the results. So anyone who is able to actually do his activities and not getting affected by the results, so that means that person has intelligence. If we are affected by the results, that means we are attached to the results. We have attachment to the results if we are affected by the results. So if we are having attachment to the results, so that means we are not going to have intelligence. We are going to lose intelligence. Nasti buddhi. Nasti buddhi means our intelligence will be lost. Buddhi nasho. Buddhi nasho means our intelligence will be lost. That's why in one sloka Krishna is teaching us that nasti buddhi. In another sloka Krishna is teaching us that buddhi nasho. So that's what is going to happen. Nasti buddhi, buddhi nasho. So our intelligence will be lost. We will lose our intelligence. When that is going to happen? When we are attached to the results. So that means when we are affected by the results, so then we are going to lose the intelligence. If you are not affected by the results, if you are able to act, we have to act. We cannot stop acting. That's impossible. No one can quit. No one can stop acting. We have to act. But if we are not affected by the results, then we have intelligence. So that way, we should act in such a way with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. So that is known as an art of performing our act. So that means we need to learn how to act, how to do our duty. We are learning so many things in this material world. There are so many universities, very reputed colleges, institutions. They teach a lot of subjects, and we go and we spend so much of money as fees, and we spend so much of time and years, and we study and we try to get good degrees and grades and whatnot. But if you don't know about ourselves, if you don't know how to act, if you didn't learn how to act, so then what is the use of all these things? If you don't know about ourselves, then what is the use of all these degrees, all these achievements, all these things? They are not going to help us. They're going to take us away from this material world. That's what is very important. So they are not going to help us. In this material world, when we are attached to material sense objects, so we are deviating ourselves away from the path of self-realization. That's what is going to happen. So it will take us away from this material world. So when we are actually having attachment to the results. But if we are not having attachment to the results, with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, if we are able to act, so then we can actually go towards Krishna. So that's what it's very, very important, that we should be able to act with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. We should act with intelligence. So we should actually gain that intelligence by studying this Bhagavad Gita. Only by studying and understanding this Bhagavad Gita, we can gain the intelligence. So Krishna gives the intelligence by which we can go to him. Dadami buddhi yogam tam yenamam upayantite. So with this knowledge, we are going to gain intelligence. And then if we are able to act without any attachment to the results, so then we are freed from the bondage to birth and work in this material world. So that's what karma bandham pragasis. Janma bandha vinirmukta. So we will be freed from the karma bandha, we will be freed from the janma bandha. So then we will go to Krishna as well. So I'm almost repeating this very often, but the reason is that we need to actually, it's so much important that we need to understand this Bhagavad Gita. That's why, because in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is teaching us that yogaha karmasu kausalam. So kausala means the art of performing our act. The art of performing our duty. Yogaha karmasu kausala. Buddhiyukta jahatiha ube sukruta duskruta. Tasmat yogaya yujyasva yogaha karmasu kausalam. So if we act with intelligence, buddhi yukta. So buddhi yukta means buddhi intelligence, yukta means you are acting. So buddhi yukta, jagat, iha. So in this life, in this world, in this life, actually, buddhi yukta jahat iha ube sukruta duskruta. We will be able to free ourselves from the reactions of our activities in this life itself. Both good and bad results. Sukruta, duskruta. We don't want any results to affect us. We want to be freed ourselves from this material world, material bondage. We want to go to Krishna's well, Goloka, and live with their Krishna forever, and we don't want to be in this material world at all. So that's why Krishna is saying that in this life itself, Jagat Tiga, we will be able to achieve in both, freed from the both Sukruta and Duskrita, both good and bad results, everything. So Buddhi Yukta. So Buddhi Yukta means when you act with intelligence, then it is possible. That's why Tasmad Yogaya Yujjasva Yogaha Karmasu Kausalam. So that's why perform all your duty. Tasmat means therefore. Therefore do all your duty with intelligence. By knowing this art of performing your activities. So that's what Yogaha Karmasu Kausalam. So Krishna is teaching us in this Bhagavad Gita about how to act. So Krishna told Arjuna that I shall explain to you, you hear from me. Yesate abhigita sankhya buddhi yoge tu imam sunu. So now you hear from me about the buddhi yoga. Buddhi yoge tu imam sunu. Buddhya yukta yaya partha karma bandham prakhasasi. So if you act with intelligence, buddhya yukta yaya partha karma bandham prakhasasi, you will be freed from the karma bandha. So buddhya yukta yaya partha. So Krishna is teaching us about how to act with intelligence, and we will gain that intelligence only when we study this Bhagavad Gita and do all our activities only for Krishna, like Arjuna who fought for Krishna. Arjuna in the beginning, when he thought that he was fighting for him, he was not able to do anything. But when he decided to fight for Krishna, he was able to fight very nicely in that battlefield, very ferociously. Arjuna fought without expecting any results. So he did it for Krishna. So we are all forced to act, but we have to do everything for Krishna. Because all the results are owned by Krishna. Because everything belongs to Krishna. Everything comes from Krishna. And Krishna is the source of everything. So by knowing this knowledge, we should do everything for Krishna. So then our life will be full of bliss, actually. There are no time to worry. There is no time to really struggle and suffer in this material way, because we can connect ourselves with Krishna only, because that's what brings us energy, that's what brings us happiness. It is something like when we are connected to the internet, so we are able to access everything in this way. Now suddenly if this internet connection is lost, so then we are really struggling ourselves. We don't know. So if we are connected to the powerhouse, we are getting the electricity to our house. So then we are getting the electricity. So like that, if we are connected to Krishna, then through that connection, happiness is flowing. Happiness flows to us. So that means we are going to happiness, be happy all the time. Like the internet data is coming, or like the current or the electricity is coming. So like that, when we are connected with Krishna, so then peace of mind is flowing into our mind. So peace is flowing into our mind, and happiness is coming to our mind. So that is the way we can be happy. And as soon as we forget Krishna, if we are not connected with Krishna, then that means we are under darkness. If there is no current, if there is no electricity, so then in the night everything will become dark. So similarly, if there is no internet or nothing, so we cannot access anything in this world. These days, without internet, it's very hard. It's very difficult to imagine our how to live. Also, these days, everything we have to do our transactions, lot of things on internet actually. So like that, we have to connect ourselves with Krishna. If we don't connect ourselves with Krishna, so then we will be in this material world. We will be living all the time under darkness, and without having any knowledge. So that's what is called ignorance. So if we are ignorant, then there is no happiness. That means if you are not connected with Krishna, if you are not having this Bhagavad Gita knowledge, we are ignorant. So if you are ignorant, so agnyascha asraddha danascha. Agnyascha means if you are ignorant, then nayam lokosi naparo nasukam samsayatmanaga. There is no happiness, nasukam. Not only in this world, in any other world, we are not going to be happy at all if we are ignorant. So that's why we need to get this Bhagavad Gita knowledge, and we need to gain this knowledge, and we should be acting with intelligence, acting with knowledge. So we need to have knowledge, we need to have intelligence, we need to have memory power, we need all these things, and everything is actually coming from Krishna. Mattagas smritir jnanam apohanam cha. From me comes remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. So everything is coming from Krishna. From Krishna comes the intelligence. From Krishna comes the knowledge and memory. Everything comes from Krishna. So, but if we forget Krishna, then how we are going to do things which make sense? Then we will be doing all kinds of idiotic things in this material world. If we don't have any knowledge about Krishna, if we forget about Krishna, if we think that we are great in this world, so our life is not going to be really peaceful and blissful. It will be full of suffering in this material world. Especially Krishna says very clearly in Bhagavad Gita that this material world is a place for miseries only. We have come here only to struggle and suffer. We have taken birth in this material world only to struggle and suffer. That's what we need to understand. We cannot find peace and we cannot find happiness. We cannot lead a very blissful life in this material world. That's not going to be possible at all. Because that is the nature of this material world. If you want really peace of mind, if you really want happiness, if you really want to enjoy, then we should actually go to Krishna as well. So that's why in the sloka what we studied, Krishna said that Tatha Padam Tat Parimargithavyam Yasmin Gatha Nanivartanti Bhuyaga Tvameva Chadyam Purusham Prapadye Yatha Pravrittihi Prasruddha Purani. So we should actually aim to go to Krishna as well. We should actually disconnect ourselves from this material world. We should actually detach. We should cut all our connections in this material world with the weapon of detachment. That's what Asanga Sastrena Dridena Chitva. That's what Krishna taught us in the sloka, in the 15th chapter, the sloka number 3 and 4. That's what we studied. Asanga Sastra. Asanga Sastra means the weapon of detachment. So this Bhagavad Gita is also the weapon. This is Jnanasin Atmanagam. So this is the weapon of knowledge. And there is a weapon of knowledge and the weapon of detachment. So these two weapons we need actually. With the weapon of knowledge, we can actually gain the weapon of detachment. So with the weapon of knowledge, we can destroy all our doubts. So that's what Chitvainam Samsayam Yogamatisto Tistaparva. So we can actually Chitvainam Samsayam. We can actually destroy all our doubts with the weapon of knowledge. With the weapon of detachment, we can actually destroy all our attachments to this material world. So we need to first gain this weapon of knowledge. So then with the weapon of knowledge, we will be able to control our mind. So that means when we are able to control our mind, so then we will be able to conquer our enemy. So Jahi Satru Mahabahu Kama Rupam Durasadam. So we will be able to conquer our enemy, which is known as Kama, which is always uncontrollable. So Kama Rupam Durasadam. So with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, with the weapon of knowledge, we can destroy all our doubts. So the doubts are like ignorance. We can dispel all our ignorance. So with the lamp of knowledge, with the Jnana Deepa, with the boat of knowledge, we can cross beyond the ocean of material miseries. Jnana Plaveneva. With the fire of knowledge, we can burn all the reactions into ashes. So Yataidamsi Samittogni Basmasat Kurute Arjuna Jnanagni Tagda Karmanam Bashmasat Kurute Tada. So like a fire, like a blazing fire burns the firewood into ashes. Similarly, the fire of knowledge will burn all the reactions to our actions. So into ashes. So that way we need this Jnanagni, Jnana Chaksusaga, the eyes of knowledge, Jnana Plaveneva, the boat of knowledge, Jnana Sinaga, the weapon of knowledge, and Jnana Deepa, the lamp of knowledge, and all such things. And finally, when we get this knowledge, so then we will be able to get ourselves attracted to Krishna. We will be able to love Krishna. We'll be able to fall in love with Krishna. And when we love Krishna so much, when we remember Krishna all the time, so that means we will be able to gain that weapon of detachment. So with that detachment, with intelligence, we will be able to destroy all our connections in this material world. We will be able to cut everything in this material world. Chitvainam. So Asanga Sastrena Dridena Chitva. So that's what we studied. Krishna taught us Narupamasyeha tathopalabhyate natho nachadihi nacha sampratista asvatamenam suvirudamudam asanga sastrena dridena chitva ततः पदं तत्परिमार्गितव्यं यस्मिन् गता न निवर्तन्ति भूयः त्वमेव चाद्यं पुरुषं प्रपद्ये यतः प्रवृत्तिः प्रसृता पुराणी. So we should actually go to Krishna as well. That's what Krishna is teaching us. So in this sloka, next sloka, in the fifth sloka, in the 15th chapter, Krishna is even giving us very clear knowledge that how we can reach his abode, how we can reach Krishna's place. Nirmana mokha jita sankatosha adhyatma nitya vinivriddha kama dvandvai vimuktaha sukha dukkha samjnair gacchantyamudaha padam avyayam tath. So free from moha, illusion, nirmana moha, that is false prestige. So nirmana moha, jita sanga dosha. So having conquered our attachment to this material world, that's what sanga. Sanga is the attachment, association. So that is dosa, that is the faults. So we should be completely detached from this material world. That's why jita sanga dosha, nirmana moha, jita sanga dosha, adhyatma nitya. So always with this knowledge, this Bhagavad Gita knowledge, the knowledge about ourself, adhyatma, the knowledge about ourself, the Bhagavad Gita knowledge, adhyatma nitya, vinivriddha kamaha. So freeing ourselves from the kama, the desires, the kama, the lust, the desires to enjoy in this material world, the material sense objects. So vinivriddha kamaha, dvandvair vimuktaga. So freeing ourselves from the dualities in this material world, like sukha and dukkha, happiness and distress, profit, loss, victory, defeat, heat and cold, mana, avamanam, honor and dishonor. So like that, everything is actually in this material world, the dualities. So that's why dvandvai vimuktaha, by freeing ourselves from the dualities, sukha dukkha samyaire, gacchanti amudaha, a person who is not a fool. So amuda means intelligent person who has got the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. So amuda means not a fool. So that's what gacchanti amudaha padam avyayam tat. So we will be able to reach the supreme destination. Padam avyayam tat. So that's what padam gacchanti anamayam. In the second chapter we studied, Krishna taught us that janma bandha vinirmukta padam gacchanti anamayam. When we are freed from the bondage to birth in this material world, we will reach the place where there are no miseries. Padam gacchanti anamayam. So that's what here padam avyayam. Padam avyayam means the eternal abode. So where the life is permanent. So that's why saswatam padam avyayam. Krishna says in the 18th chapter towards the end, Sarva karmanyapi sada kurvano madhyapashrayaga matprasada tavapnoti saswatam padam avyayam. So anyone who does all the activities only for my sake, so then by my mercy, he will attain the supreme kingdom, the permanent abode. So that's what saswatam padam avyayam. That's what Krishna is teaching here. That padam avyayam tat nirmana moha jitasanga dosa adhyatma nitya vinivritta kamaha dvandvair vimuktaga sukha dukkha samyair gacchanti amudaga padam avyayam tat. Those who are free from false prestige, illusion and false association, who understand the eternal, who are done with the material lust, who are freed from the dualities of happiness and distress, and who unbewildered know how to surrender unto the supreme person, attain to that eternal kingdom. So we will be able to go to Krishna's abode. So that's what Krishna is teaching us in this knowledge very, very clearly. So by Krishna's cast mercy, we have successfully finished the sloka number 5 in the 15th chapter today. Hare Krishna. Now, in order to go to Krishna, we need to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra.